Have you ever wished for a perfect memory? Names, dates, facts, entire speeches. It sounds like a superpower, something reserved for fictional detectives or savants, yet this ability is not a gift bestowed upon a select few. It is a skill, one that can be learned. It is rooted in an ancient technique used for millennia by orators, scholars, thinkers. This technique is known as the memory palace or the method of loci. It's a way of turning your mind into a vast, organized storage space. A mental attic where every piece of information has its own specific, unforgettable place. It transforms the abstract into the vivid. The idea is surprisingly simple. You don't need to change your brain, you need to learn to use it differently. The memory palace harnesses your brain's talent for remembering places. Our ancestors needed to remember food, water, shelter, and how to get back home. The memory palace provides a familiar framework. How's a street, a town onto which you attach what you want to remember? It's imagination plus structure, building a permanent home for your memories. This isn't just a quaint trick. Modern memory athletes use it. World Memory Championships. Creating your first memory palace is far simpler than it sounds. The first and most crucial step is to choose a place you know intimately. This is not the time to invent a fantasy castle. You need a real location whose layout is etched into your mind. The best place to start is your own home, the one you grew up in, the one you live in now. You can walk through it in your mind's eye without any effort. You know the path from the front door to your bedroom. You know where the kitchen is, you know where the sofa sits, you know which way the bathroom door opens. This deep familiarity is the foundation upon which you will build everything else. Choose your location and get ready to take a mental stroll. Once you have your location, define a specific fixed route through it. Always walk this route in the same order. For example, start at your front door. Locus 1, doormat. Locus 2, small table in the entryway. Locus 3, coat rack. Locus 4, first painting on the living room wall. Continue this walk through your house, identifying distinct spots. Move from the living room into the kitchen, down the hall to the bedroom. Identify 10 to 20 specific spots, make them distinct and always follow the same path. Now, walk this route in your mind several times. Do it slowly and deliberately. With your empty palace built and your route established, you are now ready to furnish it with memories. The secret to making information stick is to translate it into vivid, bizarre, emotionally charged images. Our brains are not designed to remember boring things. They are wired to remember things that are strange, funny, shocking, disgusting. To remember a simple shopping list, milk, bread, eggs. You don't just place a carton of milk at your first locus. Imagine opening your front door. Locus number 1 and a giant 6-foot-tall cow is there trying to squeeze through, spraying milk all over the doormat. The image is absurd, multi-sensory, and honestly, impossible to ignore. Let's continue with our shopping list. Your second locus is the entryway table. You need to remember bread. Instead, imagine the table itself is made of bread, and it is warm and smells delicious. Or maybe your favorite cartoon character is sitting on the table, frantically trying to toast a slice of bread with a laser gun. The stranger and more active the image, the better. For eggs at your third locus, the coat rack, you could envision giant, fragile ostrich eggs hanging from the hooks instead of coats. As you try to take one down, it cracks open and a tiny, angry chicken flies out and starts pecking at your head. You are creating a story, a mini-drama at each stop. This process of encoding works for more than just shopping lists. Let's say you need to memorize the first 3 planets in order. At your first locus, the doormat, picture Mercury tap dancing with winged sandals. For Venus, imagine the Venus de Milo balancing precariously on the table. For Earth, visualize a huge, muddy globe hanging from a hook, dripping dirt all over the floor. The key is to engage your senses. What does it sound like? What does it smell like? How does it feel? The more senses you involve, the stronger the memory will be. When it is time to recall the information, the process is simple and intuitive. You just take a mental walk through your palace, following your predetermined route. As you arrive at each locus, the bizarre image you created will pop back into your mind. At the front door, you will see the cow and remember milk. At the table, you will see the Venus de Milo and remember Venus. At the coat rack, you will see the globe and remember Earth. You are not straining to recall the information directly, you are simply visiting a place you know well and observing the strange things you have placed there. The palace provides the structure, and your imagination provides the unforgettable content. The reason the memory palace technique works so well is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. For most of human existence, survival depended on remembering where things were. Our ancestors were hunter-gatherers who needed to navigate vast, complex landscapes. Safe shelters, fruitful berry bushes, reliable water sources, territories of dangerous predators. Forcing the path back to the cave could be a fatal mistake. As a result, our brains developed a highly sophisticated and robust capacity for spatial memory. This is not just one of many memory systems. Neuroscience confirms this. The part of the brain primarily responsible for this is the hippocampus. Its name comes from the Greek word for seahorse because of its curved shape. The hippocampus is crucial for forming new long-term memories, and it is also the brain's cartographer, home to specialized place cells. In 2014, the Nobel Prize was awarded to scientists who discovered place cells and grid cells. Memory athletes who push the boundaries of human recollection are its most visible proponents. Competitors like Alex Mullen or Andrea Muzzii perform feats that seem superhuman, memorizing the order of a shuffled deck of cards in under 20 seconds. They achieve this not through innate genius but through rigorous training with highly developed memory palaces. They might have dozens of palaces, one for cards, another for numbers, another for abstract images. They prove that the upper limits of memory are far beyond what most of us believe possible, and that the key is dedicated practice of this classical technique. However, these memory athletes often stress an important point. The technique is most powerful when combined with genuine understanding. Simply memorizing facts without grasping their meaning is like building a beautiful library and filling it with books written in a language you cannot read. The memory palace is a tool for storage and retrieval, not for comprehension. The ideal approach is to first strive to understand a subject deeply, its principles, its logic, its connections. Then, use the memory palace to lock in the key facts. Names, dates, terminology that form the scaffolding of that understanding. Memory and comprehension are not opposing forces, they are partners that reinforce each other. The 21st century has also brought technological aids to this ancient practice. While the core of the technique remains a purely mental exercise, a variety of apps and software have emerged to help people build and manage their memory palaces. Some apps provide virtual environments that you can use as your palace, allowing you to walk through a digital house, walk through a digital museum, and digitally place notes and digitally place images at different loci. These digital tools can be a great way for beginners to get started, providing structure and motivation as they learn the ropes of the technique.